Diana Taurasi, once the queen of the court, now finds herself on the bench. What could cause such a fall from grace for this basketball icon? The answer might shock you, and it's got fans questioning everything they thought they knew about Team USA's selection process. You might think Team USA would be all about picking the hottest players right now, but they threw us a curveball with Diana Taurasi. They're calling it a legacy pick. That's basically saying, yes, we know she's not at her peak, but come on, it's Taurasi. It's like inviting your grandpa to play pickup basketball because he used to be the neighborhood champ. Now, this isn't sitting well with fans. They're not pulling any punches. One fan straight up said, Diana Taurasi does not belong on the court right now. Ouch! That's gotta sting. It's like telling Michael Jordan he can't play in Space Jam 2. But here's where it gets wild. People are comparing Taurasi's situation to Shaquille O'Neal's final days with the Celtics. Remember that? It was like watching a basketball legend turn into a slow motion replay. Fans are worried we're about to see the same thing with Taurasi on the world stage. So why is Team USA sticking with Taurasi? It's like they're caught between honoring the past and preparing for the future. On one hand, you've got a player who's been the face of women's basketball for years. She's got more gold medals than a Pirate's treasure chest. But on the other hand, you've got young talent chomping at the bit, ready to take women's basketball to new heights. This decision isn't just about one player. It's got fans worried about Team USA's chances. What if they're putting nostalgia ahead of winning? It's like choosing your trusty old flip phone over the latest smartphone. Sure, it's reliable, but can it keep up with the game's evolution? The big question is, what's the end game here? Are they hoping Taurasi will have one last hurrah? Or is this a way to pass the torch without snuffing out the flame? It's a risky move, like trying to thread a needle while riding a roller coaster. But wait, there's more to this story. While everyone's busy debating Taurasi's place on the team, they might be missing out on something huge. There's another player who's been lighting up the court, breaking records and making jaws drop. A player who could have changed everything for Team USA. Just when you thought women's basketball couldn't get more exciting, along comes Caitlin Clark. This rising star isn't just making waves. She's causing a tsunami in the sport. Clark's got game-changing skills that are leaving opponents scratching their heads and fans with their jaws on the floor. Let's talk numbers for a second. Clark recently dropped 19 assists in a single game. That's not a typo. 19 assists, one game. It's like she's got eyes in the back of her head and a GPS for every teammate on the court. This isn't just stat padding. It's a masterclass in making everyone around her better. Think about it. Most players are happy if they can set up a few baskets here and there. But Clark, she's out there playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Her court vision is off the charts, and her ability to read the game is like she's got the cheat codes. Now, you might be wondering, what does this mean for Team USA? Well, here's where things get really interesting. Fans are buzzing with a wild theory. If Clark had been picked for Team USA, attendance could have doubled. Yeah, you heard that right, doubled. It's not just about filling seats though. Clark's got this magnetic appeal that's drawing in fans who've never even watched basketball before. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon. People aren't just coming to watch a game, they're coming to see Caitlin Clark make magic happen. But wait, there's more to Clark than just numbers and fan appeal. She's reshaping the entire game. While traditional players might stick to set plays and familiar strategies, Clark's out there improvising like a jazz musician. She's bringing a whole new energy to the court, the kind that hasn't been seen in women's basketball for years. Imagine this, you're watching a game and suddenly Clark does something so unexpected, so brilliant that you have to rewind just to make sure you saw it right. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. She's not just playing the game, she's reinventing it with every move. Now, let's put this in perspective. We've got Diana Taurasi, a legend who's been the face of women's basketball for years. And then we've got Caitlin Clark, this new phenom who's turning the sport on its head. It's like watching the changing of the guard in real time. You know what one fan said? I love Diana Taurasi, but her time has passed. Caitlin would have been a great asset. That's the kind of impact Clark is having. She's not just impressing people, she's making them rethink everything they thought they knew about women's basketball. So what does all this mean for the future of the sport? Clark isn't just a flash in the pan, she's the future. Walking and talking, her style of play, her ability to elevate her teammates, and her sheer star power are setting a new standard. We're not just watching a great player, we're watching the evolution of women's basketball in real time. The Taurasi Clark situation isn't just about two players. It's a full-blown generational shift in women's basketball. We're watching a clash between the old school and the new wave, tradition butting heads with innovation. It's like when rock and roll met disco. Everything's changing and not everyone's happy about it. Let's talk about how social media is throwing a wrench in the works. Back in the day, players built their reps on the court. Now, they're building personal brands online. Fans aren't just watching games. They're following Instagram stories, Twitter beefs, and TikTok challenges. It's a whole new ball game. This online presence, it's changing how teams pick players. It's not just about stats anymore. Teams are looking at follower counts, engagement rates, and viral potential. Why? Because in today's world, a player who can fill seats and sell merch is worth their weight in gold. But here's the thing, this new landscape is creating a real headache for teams and leagues. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. On one side, you've got the established stars. They've got the experience, the trophies, the loyal fan base. On the other, you've got the young guns. They're bringing fresh energy, new skills, and a whole lot of social media buzz. So what's a team to do? Stick with the tried and true or roll the dice on the new talent? It's not an easy choice. Pick wrong and you might end up with empty seats and angry fans. But get it right and you could be looking at a whole new era of success. Take Team USA's decision to bench Taurasi. It's not just about one game or one tournament, it's about the future of women's basketball. They're sending a message about what they value, what they think the fans want to see, but are they reading the room right? And meanwhile, you've got players like Caitlin Clark lighting up the court and the internet. She's not just playing great basketball, she's changing how people see the game. Fans aren't just watching her play, they're watching her transform the sport in real time. This shift isn't just affecting how teams pick players, it's changing how the whole sport is marketed. The old playbook, it's out the window. Now it's all about creating stars who can shine both on and off the court. We're talking social media campaigns, brand deals, maybe even reality shows. The line between athlete and influencer, it's getting blurrier by the day. And let's not forget about the fans. Their expectations are changing too. They don't just want to watch great basketball, they want to feel connected to the players. They want behind the scenes content, personal interactions, the whole 9 yards. It's not enough to be a great player anymore. You've got to be a great personality too. This new world of women's basketball, it's exciting, sure, but it's also unpredictable. The choices teams and leagues make today are going to shape the sport for years to come. We're not just talking about who makes the roster, we're talking about the entire future of women's basketball.